To begin this tutorial, the first thing we'll do is add the reference images that will help us during the modeling process. Go to the Curves tab and use the Add Sketches command. In the command panel, we can add 3 images from different views: top image, front image, and side image. These will be set as reference images. Select the images corresponding to the different views. Once all the images have been added, confirm the command. As we can see, the references have been created. Select all of them and type Artisan Center in the command bar to center them in the viewport. Next, go to the top left corner of any viewport, open the Options menu, go to Pan, Zoom, and Rotate, and then click Zoom Extents All to position all views correctly. Now we can start modeling. Go to the Sub D tab. Use the Sphere command and activate Grid Snap to align the center. Create a sphere from the front view to begin the bear's head. Once the center point is selected, deactivate Grid Snap. Press Shift and click to the right to create the sphere. Now scale the sphere using the gumball, holding Shift to scale it proportionally in all directions. Adjust the sphere to match the reference. Use the gumball to position it, and you can also change the display mode to better visualize the model. Take your time to adjust the position and size in the different views. In the right view, scale the sphere horizontally to match the reference. In the Sub D tab, we can use the Faces filter to select only faces. But before that, we'll move the reference images to another layer, then lock that layer to avoid interference when selecting elements. Now select the 4 faces at the bottom and adjust their height. From the front view, create another sphere for the ear. Turn off the Faces filters so you can select Objects. Adjust the sphere to match the shape of the ear. We'll use the second metal layer to lock elements, so they don't get in the way while modeling. Now activate the Vertices filter, select the central vertex, and use the gumball to move it inward. Use the Soft Transform command, adjust the fall-off sphere to define the affected area, then move the point inside the sphere. Take your time to shape the ear according to the reference. To select an edge loop, activate the Edges filter and double-click on a loop. Then you can use the Insert Edge command to add another loop relative to the selected one. This will allow you to create more detailed shapes. Adjust the position. You can reduce the fall-off radius of the Soft Transform for more precise editing. Take your time to model it to your liking. Remember that these are organic shapes, so it will depend heavily on your personal taste. If you need to pause the video, go ahead. Take your time. Once you're satisfied with one ear, select it and go to the Transform tab. Use the Mirror command. Type 0 in the command bar and press Enter to set the reflection center. Then press Shift and click near the top in the front view. This activates ortho mode and mirrors the ear at the correct angle. Check it from different angles, and once you're happy, we'll move on to creating the body. First, go to the Sub D tab and disable all filters. Unlock the second metal layer. Also move the ears to the second layer. Select the head, and using the gumball while holding Alt, copy it downward in the front view. Move the copied sphere to the first metal layer. Lock the second layer again. Also move the ears to the second layer. Now select the lower sphere, go to the Sub D tab, and use the Reflect command. With OSNAP enabled and from the front view, select a point at the center top and then another one at the bottom center. This way, we see the left side darken, which means that whatever we model on the light side will be mirrored on the dark side. Use the Faces filter and start editing the lower sphere. Gradually begin shaping it. An interesting step is to select the two bottom faces and scale them vertically in the right view using the gumball. This flattens the base. Now we'll model the body. As mentioned before, take your time and shape each part to your liking. Remember, you only need to model one side. Everything is mirrored. Pause the video and go step by step. Also keep in mind you can use the different filters: edges, vertices, and faces. Once you're done, we'll use another sphere for the legs. Scale it with the gumball. The first thing to do is select the bottom faces and scale them vertically to flatten the base. Let's continue with the modeling. Position the base sphere from the top view. Then select the faces facing the body, and from the top view, extrude them using the small sphere on the gumball. Then position that part and adjust the edges to fit the reference images. Always use the different views to see the model from multiple perspectives. Also adjust the area where the leg connects to the body so it doesn't stick out too much. Select the edge loop of the leg and use the Insert Edge command to add some detail. Once you're satisfied, just go to the Transform tab and use the Mirror command to create the second leg. We almost have our full model. Only the arms are left. To do this, select one of the legs and copy it using the gumball while holding Alt. Move the legs and the body to Layer 2 to make arm editing easier. Use the gumball to scale it. Position it from the top view. Remove the edge loop added for the legs. Then use the other views to adjust the position. Also adjust the connection areas so they don't stick out too much. Once everything is ready, mirror it to create the second arm. And that's it. Now we can fine-tune the final details to perfect the bear. Take your time and adjust everything as needed. You can hide the references and personalize your bear from here. To remove the symmetry from the body, simply select the body, then go to the Sub D tab. Click on the Reflect command, and in the command bar, click on Remove Symmetry. And now the model is finished. All that's left is to add the gems. To continue, select the whole model and move it to the first metal layer. Create a copy by selecting everything and pressing Ctrl-C to copy, then Ctrl-V to paste. Move the copy to the third layer. This way, we always have an original copy. We can hide one of them. Now go to the Solid tab. Use the Boolean split command. Select the entire bear and press Enter. Now we'll adjust the size of the model. Go to the Curve tab and create a rectangle. Type 0 and press Enter to set the starting point. Then type 20 and press Enter, and again 20 to create a square measuring 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters. Next, select the square and type RhinoArtisan Center to center it. Now select the entire model and using the gumball while holding Shift, scale it until its height roughly matches the size of the square. Now we'll prepare these surfaces to add gems only in the areas we want. To make the work easier, we can delete one leg and one arm. Go to the Sub-D tab and use the Faces filter. Select the areas on the inner side of the model, as shown in the video, and press Delete to remove them. This leaves only the surface where we want to place gems. Take your time to delete all the inner parts. Select the remaining leg and arm and type Hide in the command bar to hide them, then delete the inner side of the opposite pieces. Repeat this process for all parts of the model. Take your time and pause the video if needed. Once you've deleted everything necessary, mirror the limbs again. Now the model is ready for pavé. Go to the Diamonds tab, select the entire model, and use the Automatic Pavé command. Add the model to the selector. In the gem size section, we'll add some sizes. For this model, we'll add a gem of 0.8, one of 0.9, and finally one of 1. Right-click the 1.3 size to delete it. Use the option Create Pavé from Point. In this case, select the center area of the model and right-click to execute. At the bottom, under Visualization, we can enable Gem Display. Now we just need to wait for RhinoArtisan to compute all the gems. In the info panel, we can see how the gem count increases. Wait until all the gems are processed. Once it's done, we just need to go to the Prongs tab. Set the diameter to 0.6 millimeters. Then under Heights, in over girdle and under girdle, set 0.3 millimeters. For extension for manufacturing, set 0.5 millimeters. Click on Automatic. As you can see in the command bar, the total prongs to compute will appear. The more gems, the longer the computation. Let RhinoArtisan process the prongs. Once finished, all prongs will be automatically positioned. Now you can zoom in and add extra prongs if needed, especially in tricky areas. You can also delete or move them. I'll add some to uncovered areas to fully secure the model and reinforce more fragile gems. Once finished, simply click to confirm the command. Remember, if the first metal layer is hidden, the prongs won't appear after accepting. Just make the layer visible. Now we're ready to render the model. Now that you know how to use Sub-D, you can add all the details you want. I'll leave a reference render. We'd love to see yours.